Kia ora, and welcome to Thursday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz, and today we lead with news. The cost of the Trump capricious bulldozing is going to be much higher interest rates, and the bond markets have set a key signal today. But first, US mortgage applications were virtually unchanged last week, up only 0.1% to be 2% higher than the same week a year ago. Mortgage interest rates eased very slightly, but they're still above 7%, so a 6-month high. No sign here that some political enthusiasm in part of their community extends to their residential real estate sector. And the current US retail impulse extended its more modest tone last week, up 4.5% from the same week a year ago, basically holding last week's pullback. This expansion level is near the bottom of the range compared to all weeks in 2024. And also falling back post-election is the Conference Board's leading index survey tracking series for December. It actually is quite a big move from November. And the bond market got another chance to price long-term US Treasury yields, again in the shadow of federal debt authorization stress. This morning's tender for the US Treasury 20-year bond was again well supported, but that showed a sharp rise in the median yield to 4.86%. This was notably higher than the 4.62% at the also well-supported prior equivalent event a month ago. And it is a shift that will undoubtedly move the secondary market later today. The bond markets are worried. Uncertainty is at the heart of what the White House is doing. Yesterday, the president announced a $500 billion AI initiative to be funded by billionaires. Today, it seems clear that the project might be $100 billion, and then one of the billionaires, Elon Musk, said none of them have the funds for the announced initiative. Meanwhile, Canadian producer prices rose less than expected in December from November, but it still means Canadian PPI is 4.1% higher than year-ago levels. And Korean consumer confidence took a hiding in December in the midst of their political crisis, one that is still playing out. But the latest survey has consumer sentiment bouncing back, not quite to the pre-crisis levels and still net negative, but a notable recovery anyway. We'll get their updated survey of business sentiment later today. In Australia, they're getting a small uptick in economic activity. While the growth signal from the Westpac Melbourne Institute leading economic index is not particularly strong, it has shown a clear improvement from the persistently negative below-trend reads recorded over the past 2 years. And staying in Australia, new data out yesterday for the September 2024 quarter shows that residential dwelling construction is rising. New dwellings commenced rose in the third quarter from the second quarter at an annualised rate of 4.2%, driven by new house building, up 5.2%. Overall, these dwelling starts were almost 14% higher in the third quarter than in the third quarter of 2023. But their rental market has well and truly passed its peak. Real estate offices that specialise in the rental market are hurting now. Overall inventory for sale is up sharply and investors are quitting, especially in Victoria. A lot of the investor sales are to first home buyers there. And we should probably note that today the prices of many commodities are falling and under pressure from the building economic uncertainty. The US Treasury 10-year yield was just on 4.61% prior to the US Treasury tender and up 3 basis points from this time yesterday. And the price of gold will start today at $2,758 an ounce and up $10 from yesterday. But oil prices are down 50 cents at just on $75.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is just on $79 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today under 56.6 US cents, a little change from this time yesterday and holding its recent gain. Against the Aussie, we're also unchanged at 90.3 Australian cents. Against the euro, they were up 10 basis points at 54.4 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 67.2 and up 20 basis points from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $103,539 and down 1.7% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been modest, at plus or minus 1.9%. You can find links to the articles mentioned today in our show notes, and you can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.